My favorite part is that Berklee has a large pool of musicians that you can work with. It never happens in anywhere other than Berklee. You can feel that you are not actually only a student. You and your teacher, you are learning from each other.
Honestly, I've never been in a proper college atmosphere before, and I'm someone who watches a lot of movies. So I was a little freaked out because I thought it might be like the Mean Girls. It was amazing because there was this atmosphere of music and everyone was so welcoming and nice to me that I felt like I truly belonged here. And some of the most memorable experiences that I have honestly had was that I'm the company manager of the musical theater club, and we just put on Footloose and I stage managed it. And to be there, to be running a show and doing all these things that you really love doing and hope to do someday at college is amazing because you have all this experience, you meet all these amazing people.
One of the best parts of Berklee for me has been the fact that there are so many international students. I really enjoyed right from the get-go getting to Berklee and going to, hangs with friends or whatever on the weekends and meeting, being like one of like 5 Americans out of like 25 people that are there and just talking to them and hearing about all their perceptions of America. Like, it's just great to like get that in perspective because I hadn't been exposed to that directly before. So that was really cool. And then of course with that comes all of their artistic influences that are completely different from mine. As someone who does eventually aspire to go into music education, I know that that's going to be really beneficial for me and for my students, my future students, for me to have been exposed to all this different stuff and just getting used to talking to people, and like people have different accents and you like figure out, like just trying to communicate with people. I don't know, I'm a huge extrovert, so that was great for me. I thought that was a great experience. It's 70% associate professors, so they're part-time teachers because the rest of the time when they aren't teaching, they're doing the real deal. And so what that means is if you are on top of your stuff, you do a good job in class in your ensemble, your teacher, who also has a band or 2 outside of school, they're just as likely as anything to pick you up, especially once you start getting in your later semesters. The teachers know that you're starting to try and get out in the field, and they will start picking you up for gigs.
My first week was overwhelming, in a good way though. I remember coming here and we got the schedule and everything we're supposed to do, and then there was just hearing everyone play. I was like, wow, this is kind of good. And I started doing the whole, am I really supposed to be here? I remember there was this jam session the first week, and I'll just go there and listen. It's gonna be a cool experience. And then I got there, and people on stage, I was like, wow, no, these are not students. These are like young professors just coming here to intimidate us. But no, they were students, and they were really amazing. It was also motivating because I guess you can take it 2 ways. First, one way was like, oh, I don't want to be here. These people are amazing. I want to go home. But then it can also be like, oh, I want to learn. I want to like get better and hear myself as I hear those people.
Being at Berklee really helped me at least redefine what being an artist meant. There's just as much artistry involved in engineering, conducting, the CWP majors, or designing synthesizers. There's just as much artistry in that as there is in singing in front of a crowd or playing piano. So in that sense, it's just very inspiring for me to be able to be around so many people that they have so many different niche talents, but their goal is all centered around the same thing, which is this love for music. So 4 years being at Berklee around people like that is just incredibly inspiring. You could come in as a metalhead, or you could come in as a composer, and there's going to be some small community at Berklee that's going to be welcoming that person with open arms. I came into Berklee initially thinking that I wanted to be a piano performance principal, or a major rather. It wasn't until I got involved in some ensembles and started working with some woodwind groups and some strings that I really realized that my talent lied more in arranging and production management. And so just putting myself in those situations really made me a more well-rounded musician.